Good morning everyone, this is Deneice Herrera with Simply Love Soaps, and today we are making another soap for my Noah's Ark project. And today we are going to be using Narcissus, and this soap is going to be made for Big Al. Big Al is the largest of 7 American alligators that live in the natural pond that's at Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary. They range between 12 foot to 3 foot, and these alligators were once most people render alligators from pets when they get too large for the bathtub, and then they usually try to release these alligators in local lakes and stuff like that, which by this time they're so dependent on their humans, they could starve to death, or they're captured, or they can be killed. Big Al is trained to actually come up to the dock for feedings so that the keepers who take care of Big Al and the other gators can check on him to, you know, see how he's doing, see if he needs any kind of treatment or that kind of thing. So I thought Narcissus would be the perfect fragrance for a macho alligator that is named Big Al. Okay. The colors I'm using today, I am using, for the main base color, I'm using Pewter Silver by Brambleberry. I'm using Kermit Green by Brambleberry, and I'm using Activated Charcoal by Crafter's Choice. This is my vegan recipe, and I just have a basic lye solution that I did add a little bit of sodium lactate in, because this particular vegan recipe that I have is about 60 to 65%, I believe it's 60% soft oils. So just to help it harden up into, you know, with the curing, that kind of thing. I do have kaolin clay and colloidal oats in my oils and butters. And we're just gonna jizz that up a little bit, just to mix them in good. I am soaping at room temperature. I'm pouring in my lye solution. And ladies, let me tell you, this fragrance smells so dang good. You would not let your husbands out of the house for a month. Oh my gosh, this fragrance smells so good. I am just bringing this to just emulsification, because from my understanding, sometimes this does thicken up a little bit with the fragrance oil. I would like to do a drop swirl, not drop swirl, but a, yes, a drop swirl, so that way it may look like alligator tears inside. That's my goal, but you know, I haven't had much luck with drop swirls. Okay. Put that out of the way. We are going to portion off a small portion for the black. I had asked my family and friends on Facebook to help me come up with a color scheme for Narcissus, and one said a black and gray swirl, and one said the black and gray with some green, and then I believe my middle son Spencer said like a bold neon kind of green. This isn't quite neon, but it's a beautiful green. I'm just going to do light swirls on the inside. Just going to add a smidgen of that back in. We're going to, let's see if I can get this lid off. Add the pewter gray to the main base. Let's see if that's enough. Because my batter is more towards the yellow-green side, I'm going to add just a little bit of titanium dioxide to kind of tone that down just a tad bit. Let's see if that helps. Blender. I keep saying that, don't I? I just need to go ahead and get one. I'm gonna add just a smidge more. There we go. Quite a bit of stick blending right there. I hate stick blending that much, but I want to get this color somewhat right. I think I'm going to add just a smidge of shimmer, just a smidge. So guys, if y'all get the chance, go out to Locust Grove in Georgia and check out the animals, or go online at the web address that I am going to be posting in the box down below, and check out these animals. They're pretty awesome. There's a little bit of ricing going on, not much. I might be able to stir that out without having to get the stick blender. The charcoal did well. The Kermit Green's ricing just a little bit as well. Ricing is when you have a fragrance oil added into your oils and it starts getting these little clumps like that, which that's just where it's reacting to, you know, your oils and your lye and everything else that you have in there. And you can usually just blend them out smooth. Get out all those air bubbles I just put in there. There we go. Scrape it all off. Get all that goodness in there. I'm going to grab the mold. I hope you guys can see that okay. I'm going to start pouring in. The Kermit green has morphed. It will change back to that green tomorrow. I am not going to be chop swirling this one. We're just going to do a drop swirl technique on this soap. Just scraping. I wanted to let you guys know that my beautiful great niece was born yesterday. Her name is Brinley Elizabeth. Elizabeth is after my mother's name, and mommy and daddy are doing great. 7 pounds and 11 ounces. How in the world that tiny woman had such a good sized baby, I have no idea. But Brinley was born yesterday afternoon, and they are doing quite well. Jonathan said they were not having any more for quite some time. But I'm very proud of him. He stayed with her and helped take care of her so well. I'm very proud of how he stood by Kristen and helped her and loved her and, you know, tried to take care of her needs while she was having the baby. Big kudos to Jonathan and huge kudos to Kristen for all the hard work she put in yesterday. And I'm grateful to the midwife and the nurses and all of them. And my sister became a grandma for the first time yesterday. So that's awesome. She's going to be called Gigi. And I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. My mom would have just been so blessed if she had been here to see Brinley born. I'm just scraping down the containers, guys. I'm telling you guys, this smells so stinking good. It's ridiculous how good this smells. Just trying to clean up some of my mess. I'm going to pound this down. And let's see what we can do to kind of smooth this top out a little bit. I think this is going to be a perfect soap for a perfect name. Now, the soaps that are going to Noah's Ark, they're going to have the animal names, but the portion of these soaps that are going into my shop will have the regular name. So like this one, it would be Narcissist in my shop. But if you go to the Santa workshop, when these are ready to be sold, you can find them under, or this one under, Big Al. How cool is that name? Scraping down the containers. Alrighty. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go pound this down. Okie dokies. Grab the chopstick. We are going to make this pretty. Ooh, that did start getting thick. Okay, let me go pound this down one more time. Alrighty, guys, this is the making of Big Al, and please stay tuned for the cut, and we will be back shortly. Thank you. God bless. Good morning, guys. Mr. Froggy and I are cutting soaps this morning. This soap is Big Al, which is also aka Narcissist, and this is an ongoing project that I'm working on for Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary. And Big Al is the largest alligator that they have on the property, and I just thought this would be so cool to have a soap called Big Al by using the fragrance Narcissus, because I mean, huge alligator, fine lines. I was afraid that there would be glycerin rivers in this soap, because I did use a good little bit of titanium dioxide trying to tone down the the yellow green part of my soap base and using the vegan recipe because it just wasn't looking quite right with the light gray. I was trying to go for a drop swirl. I can never seem to get drop swirl right. But I mean, you can see where it was trying. That could possibly be a teardrop or a alligator tear. It looks like they're trying to get a little better. So hopefully I'll have a pretty good drop swirl a little further into this log. This soap smells so dang good. Oh, it's looking a little better. It tried right there to do some drops. I've just not been good at drop swirls. Oh, this one looks better. There, and right in there. So maybe I spoke too soon. I'll clean that up in a moment. The green toned down really well, which I knew it would. I've used the Kermit green many times. It's just my luck with greens that I always have them morph on me. The first color that morphed on me was a yellow. It turned the ugliest shade of orange ever, and I was so upset. And I set it up. I was so upset. I wasn't thinking about the fact that it would change back or it could change back. I just had this picture in my mind, and it was shortly after I started first making soaps. So I didn't, you know, think at the time, you know, about it. It was morphing and that it would change back. I was so upset with the soap. I set it up and I just left it. Luckily, it did not crack, so it did not overheat. And when I went back the next day, because I was like, I'm just going to cut it up and donate it and be done with it and not think about it again. I went back the next day and it was the prettiest yellow you'd ever see. So I was very ecstatic, and once I realized what it was doing, I was like, well, duh, you know. But and these are samples that I'm going to put in orders. So guys, thank you so much for watching the cut for Big Al, or in my shop they will be known as Narcissus. And please go check out the information on Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary, and God bless.